In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
C3 Panther family, what's up? It's your man Cody back here with another edition of the C3 Film Room. And listen, man, you guys asked for this. This has been the talk of the town the past few days in Panther Nation. Sam Darnold is officially a Carolina Panther, and there's a lot of mixed feelings over this, man. A lot of people like myself are hopeful for the kind of player that Sam Darnold can become, and a lot of people feel Sam Darnold is just straight up ass. And we're trying to figure out, well, which one is it? Does he have some potential, or did the Panthers just waste a 2022 second-round pick picking up Sam Darnold? These are the questions that we're going to try and answer today. We're going to dig through. I have some film from Sam Darnold with the Jets against the Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, before we go any further, to all the haters that are going to say, oh, Cody, you're just picking the games that Sam Darnold won just to show how good he can be. And to that I say, in both of these film sessions that we're going to watch, there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad too. So I feel like these two specific films are really going to show what Sam Darnold, one, needs to get better at, and two, what you're hoping he will be able to continue to do for the Carolina Panthers. So if you like our content, if you like what we're doing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell to get an update every single time we go live. And yeah, man, I love doing some film reviews for you guys, and that's exactly what we're going to continue to do. Real quick, let me welcome some people in the chat. Holger Clatton, what's going on, bro? Shelly Long, Pop Bullets, what's going on? 10 Tizzy, Alex Stark, George West. I'm happy you all could join us today. Real quick, some notes before we get right into the film. If for whatever reason the film goes down and it says, oh, this stream has been taken down for copyright, stay in the chat room. I'll be able to bring it back up, and I'll be able to pull up some other film. It is all 22, so I really don't think that's going to be a problem because it's not a broadcast. But just as a show note, if that does happen, you know what's going on. So ain't nothing to it but to do it, Panther fans. Let's go ahead and jump into this film room. We are going to start by looking at Sam Darnold against the Los Angeles Rams in 2020. Let's jump into this film room, shall we? And we're just going to go through it and just pinpoint some of the things that we like and some of the things that we don't. So again, you just have an inside, a little in-cutting route to the sideline. And this is a 3-step drop, plant your foot, and throw the ball. There's good velocity on the ball, good zip, and he throws it into a vacant window. That's a good play. Again, nothing fancy at first. All right, no running back in the backfield. Little bubble screen. Let Jamison Crowder make a play in space. Again, even little plays like this, you have to imagine that with guys like DJ Moore, guys like Christian McCaffrey, we're going to be wanting to do a lot of this underneath stuff, especially making sure that Sam has a safety valve in which to work to be able to check down the football in case nothing's open downfield, which we're hoping with our talent won't be too much of a problem. But you can already envision Sam doing these kinds of things in the Panthers offense. He knows right where he's going with the football. It's designed to get the football to the running back on the jet sweep. Good evasiveness from Sam Darnold. Now, let's rewind it one more time and to see if something was open because he decided to take off and run. So this little underneath route is open potentially, if he can fit the ball in there. There's an over-the-top safety help on this go route, and this go route to the side of the screen is pretty covered too. So Sam really had no choice but to take this ball and run, and he did a good job of doing that. He sees that the pocket breaks down, and is just able to take off and run and pick up extra yardage and make it a 3rd and 1. Cullen checks at the line, which is good. Apparently, they didn't give him a lot of ability to do that in the New York Jets offense. They kind of let Adam Gase determine what was happening. They didn't really give him a ton of control. Again, I don't know how much of that is on Sam Darnold either. Some people might say, they didn't trust him with the offense. Again, it's hard to know all the details. Okay, so they're going to motion Jamison Crowder across the backfield. Fake handoff. And just dumps the ball out. Pretty much a nothing play right there. Later on in this film, we're going to get to some really big-time throws that really show what Sam could be capable of doing for the Panthers. So we're getting close to the end zone. Looks like we're at the 26-yard line, or 24 rather. Again, a lot of these simple dump-offs. They didn't really have a ton of over-the-top weapons, so they just kind of made do with what they could. And see, even little throws like that, right? This isn't a wow throw. There's not a whole lot spectacular to it. But on plays like this, you have to be on time. It's 1, 2, 3, out to the running back. Give him time to make a play on the football and get past the safety. Shelley Long says Teddy vibes right now. We'll see. We want to see some deep shots. That one is hard to even see what happened. I think he held on to the ball way too long on that one. Now, okay, there is. So let's actually go back and look at this one more time, because there was a play for Sam that Sam could have made here, but he just either didn't see it or just didn't have. I don't know. It kind of seems to me he didn't see it. I think it's going to. Yeah. So I don't know who this receiver is, but as soon as this receiver breaks past this strong safety, there's a window right here in which Sam needs to plant his feet and drive the football. This ball needs to be out probably even before this at this point. There's a clear window in which you're going to have him free in space. Or he could wait just a second longer, roll out to the right, and try and fit that football into this window, but that's a much tighter one. If Sam was earlier on this play and was a little bit faster, that ball is a completion. But so far, that's just in the dirt. And that's a lot about timing and process. He has to speed this stuff up. And I don't know his comfortability with this offense and what they were doing. It's clear he wasn't fully comfortable in it. But also, you saw that the protection broke down rather fast on Sam. Okay, 5 receiver set, no extra protection. Let's look at the route concepts on this one more time. So that go route to the bottom looks to me like that was open. Now, again, a lot of plays are designed to have a first read. And I think that running back was probably the first read on that play. So he's just trying to get the ball out and play ball control, play tempo. All right, so he looks off the safety. He holds on to his first read. Stays out to the right, holds him, looks back, throws the football to Jamison Crowder underneath Good job using his eyes, looking off. We have a trips formation down to the right. Oh man, there was a lot of bad right there. There was definitely guys open downfield. Let's look at this one more time. So I'll try and pause it as I see things start to open up. So as soon as this safety decides that he's going to bite and take this underneath right here, you have to fit this ball over the top of that safety's head right now. That ball needs to be out. That needs to be a line drive down the seam. And that's just a missed play. Now, the free safety does break on this, but again, this is a play that needs to be made in the NFL. That's a play you want to have to move the sticks, and that was open. And he just didn't see it and didn't throw that football. 704 bound. What's going on, bro? So again, pressure got to him. And see, that's something I didn't even see. I was too busy looking at the route concepts. And again, for Panther fans that are sour on Darnold, this man was pressured over 500 times in 3 seasons. 500 times. That's absurd. The Jets have had such a bad offensive line. Okay, good protection. This ball needs to be out. This is a mesh concept. There's going to be a receiver running the mesh underneath, and that's going to be open for him. Instead, and it's just 3rd and 4 too. This is an easy first down, moving the sticks. I mean, you see it right here. His guy comes across the football field. This is open. This is open. You're not going to get more open than that across the middle. That ball needed to be out and on time. Instead, he was rolling to his left, looking to make a better play on the football. But then my man does this. And look, this is a absurd arm talent throw. Look at what Sam Darnold was able to do here. So he does miss the open receiver coming across right here. But look what he's able to do. Doesn't like to look. Rolls out to his right. Sees the receiver right here coming open down the field. And tell me that this isn't elite level arm talent. Puts the ball up and over. And the receiver just doesn't come down with the football. Like, guys, that's high level stuff right there. I want to look at that one more time. That was a pretty throw. And listen, if you can't envision Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey coming down with that football, man, you're dreaming. That's when your support system matters. On the run, to his right, over the head of the corner. Dude, that's good stuff, man. We're hoping that we see a lot more of that. Dump it off to the running back. Not too much happening right there. Not too much going on. Jermaine Shepard, what's up with you, bro? If you're enjoying the content, everybody hit the like, hit the subscribe. Okay, so again, rolling out to his right. And just throws the ball away. He definitely has some speed, man. He's not the fastest player in the world. I think he ran like a 4.8. Yeah, but there was just nothing to be had right there. He probably could have ran for that too. And it just didn't happen. A lot of underneath stuff in the Jets offense. I mean, really, for the most part, they didn't have a vertical attack. Now, we're going to get into some of these, this Cowboys film. Appreciate you, Dewey. We're going to jump into the Cowboys film in a little while from 2019, and you're going to see Sam throwing the football to Robbie Anderson. And that'll help you envision a little bit better what the Panthers are looking to do this season. And again, man, look how fast this pressure gets home to Sam. Chuck from Elizabeth City, what's going on, bro? Look how there's just instant pressure. Instant pressure. He has no time to survey the football field. Has to check the football down to the running back. And the fact that he was even able to get it out and on time, that's honestly fairly impressive. Three-step drop. Football was just a little bit behind his receiver. Should have been a little more out in front of him. Just a four-man rush. Yeah, that football should have been just a little more to the inside. And that could have been a completed pass. Now, I've seen him make that was a tipped ball. My bad. I believe the corner, the safety right here, the corner just came up and knocked down the football. Okay, they have a running back in. Yeah, that's a nice rollout play, too. And listen, another bit of context, too, is when you look at LSU's film from 2019, they asked Joe Burrow to move outside the pocket a ton. That was a huge part of Joe Brady's offense. And look at what Sam is able to do right here, man. Get the football to him on time before he goes out of bounds. Real quick, let's look at that one more time to see if there was anything open. There could have been something else open down the field. Let's check it out. No, this is pretty good. Just get the ball out before the receiver gets to the sideline. And that's a good play. That moves the sticks. That's a first down. Mobility on the run is something that I value highly in a quarterback. Because when your offensive line breaks down, your ability to make a play, and you've all seen what guys like Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson do. If their receivers know to extend the play, they will find a way to get them the football. And Sam Darnold has that gunslinger mentality to him that, it's going to burn him, and it definitely does burn him a lot. But then you're going to love it when he's able to dissect double coverage and put the ball in a perfect spot. And I want to make it clear, Sam Darnold does have the ability to do that. Now, there's nothing open right here. Look at the coverage. All of these guys are covered. Now, maybe right there he can stop, set his feet, and turn and throw to a clear open receiver right there. And honestly, he probably should have and probably could have done that, but just didn't see it until it was too late. D Cash says we need to upgrade that offensive line for him. I do not disagree with you, man. Another thing I want you to pay attention to is his throwing motion. So I don't know about you guys, but his throwing motion reminds me a lot of Phillip Rivers. He has that weird kind of wind up. It goes down under his numbers and comes all the way across. Now, he's able to throw darts with that throwing motion. So I don't think that throwing motion is going to hinder him. I don't think that's been a part of his problem. But the man has never had a quarterback coach either in the NFL. So, we just brought in a brand new quarterbacks coach whose name escapes me right now. Put it in the chat if you know it. I'll put it up on screen. He was the former quarterback coach for Deshaun Watson and Matthew Stafford. So we have, I really do think, a coaching staff that's going to be able to put Sam in a position to be successful and cater to the things that he does well. Got a little inside. So he's just waiting for this receiver to come open. Makes a nice play. Sees a receiver coming across. You could say that guy downfield was open, but that's fine. Number 19 on the crosser through the midfield. Getting the ball out on time with zip. Good protection. Okay, now look, this is one of the plays I saw earlier. Let's rewind this, because even though this is a positive play for Sam, and it ultimately ends up being a first down, the ball placement on this football specifically is not very good. 3-step drop. As soon as you see the tight end starting to come open, I believe this is the tight end, he needs to throw this ball out and up towards the sideline, up, so that way all the receiver has to do is keep on running underneath the football. That's a touchdown right there. Instead, he throws the football too far inside. The receiver has to adjust to it and ends up getting tripped up and touched down at around the 7 or 8 yard line. And if there's better ball placement right there, then that's a touchdown. That ball needs to be up and over. He needs to put a little more air under the football. He needs to put it more out towards the pylon. And that's a touchdown. That's 6. And that's points just left on the board. Okay, we have a trips formation to the left. One receiver at the bottom. Okay, the motion. I think this is Crowder. No, Crowder's 82. Quarterback coach Sean Ryan, Richard's Outdoor World, thanks you. I think a lot of people are really excited about Sean Ryan and what he has the potential to do for our quarterbacks. And again, this is a well-placed ball, man. Right out in front of the receiver. I believe that's Braxton Berrios. Makes a good catch. Right over the middle. Taking care of the football. I like that. Oh, that was rough to look at. Let's check that out one more time. 3 receiver set to the bottom. Did he complete that pass? Yeah, that's a completed pass. Let's check this out from behind. Oh, my word. My word, chat. Listen, if you don't see that and love that throw, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Teddy Bridgewater never makes this throw. Flat out, just never makes this throw. This is on a rope, right out to a perfect spot, right in front of his receiver. Look how many guys are around him right there. Guys, that is beautiful ball placement. Like that's a really nice throwing football. 3rd and 3. Okay, so they do some pre-snap motions, not a ton. And again, imagine getting the ball out in space to Christian McCaffrey, not having to ask him to do so much on every play. You're starting to see why the Panthers love the potential of Sam Darnold. A lot of 3-step drops. Mobile. Keeps his eyes downfield on the run. Sees that he has an open receiver. And just dumps off the football. Aaron Donald rushing at you on the inside stunt. Sam Darnold's maneuverability lets him get away. Roll out. Throwing across his shoulder. Back in the opposite direction. Again, there's a lot of boneheaded mistakes on Sam Darnold's film. I'm not sitting here and trying to tell you that that's not the case. But what I am trying to say is, boy, when he puts it together, it looks damn good. It looks like how you want a franchise quarterback to look like. Got some goal line stuff here. Just really not a lot open. And just chucks the football away. Yeah, I was just trying to take care of the football. And just didn't really have much open. Again, just not a. Let's look at that one more time. Make sure I'm not missing something. No, that's pretty good coverage. Again, this was Carolina's problem last year. They would clamp down on us in the red zone. The Panthers had one of the worst red zone offenses in the NFL. And this is something that we're going to need to get better at. And that was just a good play by the linebacker to get his hand out and bat down the football. Again, not necessarily a ton open. I mean, listen, you all don't have to listen to me sit here and tell you what you're looking at. I'm showing you the film. There isn't a ton open. The pressure, it finally does get home to him, and he's able to run and pick up the first down. And there were so many times when there just wasn't anything open downfield for him. We do not envision this being a problem for the Carolina Panthers. When you have Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, probably going to be able to pick up someone else later on in the draft, in the later rounds. It looks like a holding on that play. Throws the ball away. Snaps the football. Again, Aaron Donald. It's the second time a man gets away from Aaron Donald, the best defender in the game. John Colashaw says he can't hear me. Is everyone else still able to pick up my audio? Let me know in the chat if you're still able to hear me. Oh, deflected football. Jalen Ramsey just said, nah, son. All right, another Shelly. I see you in the chat room talking about throwing across his shoulder. He's able to do it again right here. Looks, rolls, and just, well, not necessarily across the shoulder. He was pretty lined up to it. Again, they use some motions. Just not a ton of them. This isn't a very inventive offense. You really don't see them game planning to get guys open, which is what typically you want to do for your quarterback in the NFL. Joe Brady is definitely going to be able to do more of that for him. Oh, gets the ball out. Calm under pressure, man. Listen, for all the stuff that was said about Sam Darnold and zero blitzes and seeing ghosts, look, man, under pressure, if he's able to keep his poise, I mean, look, let's time that out. How long before they put hands on my man? We're going to count from when the ball snapped. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 3 seconds. and their hands are on him. I mean, that pocket is being absolutely destroyed. So you can see, man, and they won that game. They pulled that out of nowhere, and nobody thought that they were going to do that. So that was impressive stuff by Sam Darnold. So now we're going to move to some film from Sam Darnold's 2019 game against the Cowboys. Now, bear with me, folks. I've never used the NFL. I've never used the NFL Game Pass on stream before, so bear with me. Tell me if you can see it. Sometimes it can tend to get kind of fuzzy, but we'll do the best we can. All right, so Sam Darnold under center. They have a tight end in for pass protection. Got a guy in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, turns, sets his feet. Throws a beautiful football right in front of him. Pointing out the Mike linebacker. Again, Sam Darnold's not stupid. He's not totally inept. Plants his foot, puts the football right in front of his guy. And I mean, look, that was tight coverage. There was not a whole lot there to be had from a man Sam. And you see it, man. He will put the ball at the right spot. If his offense is in rhythm and he plants his feet and his feet are underneath him well, then he's able to make some plays. That looked terrible. Let's see what happened there. Steps up. Oh, and just getting beat up. Again, even though they won this, man, don't let that fool you. There were a ton of times that my man was getting worked on. Just hands off the football. Not really a whole lot to see there. Third and 9. QBR. I don't have the stats right in front of me because I'm trying to make sure that my eyes are on the film. But if you guys want to post some stats in the chat room, feel free. I'll put them up on screen. So let's see what happened right there. I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of NFL's media player here, but we make do. Scanning. If this, yeah, that ball is just tipped. All right, now we're looking at. This is a punt. Let's go ahead and move on to a different bit of. D-Dash says, all I'm saying is in 2020, he was ranked 36 out of 36 qualifying quarterbacks. And look, man, wins and losses, they're not a quarterback stat. And football is not played on the stat sheet. If you've been listening to me talk about Teddy Bridgewater, if you go through and look at that man's stat sheet and see how many 1,000-yard or damn near 1,000-yard receivers that he had, and yet, Teddy Bridgewater had this incredible completion percentage. And what did that amount to? What did any of that amount to? Teddy Bridgewater had all the excuses in the world, had talent. I don't care what anyone says. Our offensive line for the Panthers was better this year than it has been in the years past. And again, Sam maneuvering the pocket right here. There's a flag on the play. But good maneuverability in the pocket. Again, Sam Darnold is not the worst quarterback in the NFL. He just isn't. You have to put him in a situation to thrive, and he just doesn't have that. Baker Mayfield has been a subpar quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. They bring in Kevin Stefanski, and then all of a sudden they're able to build an offense around Baker Mayfield that benefits him. Second and who knows, because there's some contraption in the way. 3 receiver set to the bottom. Got a little underneath route. That football needs to be out a little bit faster for my taste. Again, a lot of these are 3-step drop, throwing off your back foot. 1, 2, 3. Boom. That ball should have been out a little bit sooner. But again, it's a completion. I don't want to be too nitpicky. Two receivers to the bottom. They've got a running back in. Oh, that's a nice little touch pass. Let's check that out. Over the head of the linebacker, drop the ball in a bucket. Calling things out at the line. Now he stares down the receiver the whole time. That's why the free safety is able to sprint to him pretty much. But that was still a good play, man. Dropped the football right in the bucket. That was a good play. They do a lot of this, man. They do a lot of 3 receiver sets, throwing these bubble screens. Like it's almost like a college offense. Lots of screen passes, more than. But see, that's hard to do, though, man. Stopping, planting your foot, turning, throwing the football. It seems simple and routine, but sometimes those are the hardest throws to make. Chuck, I definitely would like to forget that point in time. Yeah. But I remember. Definitely got some good ball placement. I'm telling y'all, man, this was not a good football team. A lot of people think that, certain fans like myself on Twitter or whatever are just trying to put on the rose-colored glasses and be optimistic about Sam Darnold. And that's really not it, man. Aaron Rodgers just did an interview recently where he was talking about if the team wins or loses, too much of the credit goes to the quarterback. You need every man to do their job. And when they don't do that, it just makes everything so much harder. Justin Herbert, for as good as he was last year, that was like a 5-win team? I mean, you have to have the whole team. And Sam Darnold has never had that. Never even had a quarterback coach. Not in the NFL, at least. There's definitely untapped potential in Sam Darnold. It's just whether or not you believe our coaching staff is going to be the one to get that out of him. I personally do. I'm hopeful. This is not the same thing as, again, a Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater can't make a lot of the throws that you're seeing Sam Darnold make right now. Now, Can we get him to be more consistent? That was a rope to the sideline. 2nd and 6. The arm talent is undeniable. He doesn't have a Josh Allen arm or a Cam Newton arm, but he definitely has an A+ arm. I would say his arm talent is every bit as much as Joe Burrow, or maybe even better than Joe Burrow. Now, Joe Burrow is much more consistent and better under pressure, but I do think that Sam has much better pure arm talent than Joe Burrow. More than Tua also. More than Joe Burrow and Tua, who both went 1 and 2, or the first 2 quarterbacks taken last year. So again, we got some run plays here. And, quarterback sneak, power up the middle. I'm into it. Throw that body around, Sam. Throw it around, bro. All right, they see they're in man coverage. So they just try and dump it off, and oh my God, that was so terrible. All right, from the gun. Yeah, just a little pitch play. Back to the inside. That was set up so piss poor. Yeah, his arm is fine, man. There's never been a problem with his arm. What the hell happened there? Snaps the football, fakes the handoff, and just has to dirt the football. Whatever they were expecting to happen on that little crossover did not happen. All right, here we are again. Trips right, and just flags everywhere. Again, this was a rough game right here. By the way, could you imagine actually playing quarterback at the NFL level? Dude, you have to be so alert, so ready. So Jamison Crowder was held on that play. That's why Sam Darnold essentially just had to dirt the football to keep the drive alive. Man, another flag. Another flag on the play. Fix the handoff. It did hit him on the hands. Again, Sam really didn't do anything wrong from that point of view. The ball placement was nice. All right, they're at goal to go. They're in goal line formation. Again, imagine what the Panthers do in this situation. You have DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. You can even have Sam Darnold keep the football and take it himself. Dude, on the goal line, which is where the Panthers offense needs so much help, in the red zone, Sam Darnold opens up this offense in ways that Teddy Bridgewater just couldn't. PJ Walker couldn't. Will Greer can't. He has the physical traits that you want from the position. They're just trying to run up the gut. Was that a touchdown? Yep, that was indeed a touchdown. So let's move on to a different part of our film. right. My only worry, what's up, J.I. Jor? My only worry is Darnold is too broken like David Carr when it came to us. Um, Listen, I'm not gonna front. I don't know a whole lot about David Carr as a prospect, and what kind of player he was or wasn't. All I do know is the kind of talent that Sam Darnold represents. Um, and I'm willing to bet that it's much higher than David Carr. Ooh, that was just bad holding call. Sorry, y'all. I'm a fool. You already know. I'm just up here clowning, yo. Okay. Yeah, clear holding. Again, man, a lot of the times when you look through the film, it's like people are blaming Sam Darnold for this shit. Like, look, just being very frank with you, I didn't watch a lot of Sam Darnold when he wasn't a Panther. So I'm not, you don't really watch the Jets. You're not really understanding how bad the situation is there. I also like that we're showing the run plays too, because by the way, man, you hit the nail on the head right there, Giordone. The Jets had no rushing attack, none whatsoever. Sam Darnold was forced to do so much with so little. Yeah, Shelly. I don't think they did. I really don't think they did. And look, that's good stuff right there too, man. The fact that he's able to come back to that was making a play where there isn't a play to be had. That's special stuff, man. Or it's at least a requirement, When the play breaks down, is your quarterback going to be able to take care of the football? Now, he's kind of notorious for not doing that too much. But again, as Stephen Pryor says, these receivers don't get a lot of separation. I mean, I'm not trying to push a narrative on you folks. If you're watching the film, oh, look at that ball placement. Right over the top of the head. I kind of want to go back to that one. Now we'll let it roll. I know that throw was wow, dude. I would play it again, but dude, this NFL, this whatever player they're using to play this film is absolutely terrible. But by the way, look at the football jumping out of his hand. Like the football really does fly out of his hand. The guy has arm talent. Dewey, I think so too, brother. I really do, man. I'm hopeful about Sam Darnold. I really do think that Sam has the potential. Listen, if there is any team that is going to rejuvenate Sam Darnold and his career, why not the Carolina Panthers? Nobody knew who Joe Burrow was before Joe Brady went into that offense and turned around what LSU was doing. Why couldn't we do that for Sam Darnold with a receiving core like Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson? Build up the offensive line. Look at Sam Rosendahl in the chat. Better take Penei Sewell if it falls. And look, that might be what the doctor ordered. We already have the offensive weapons. Bolster the offensive line. Build up his protection. By the way, that helps out Christian McCaffrey as well. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. It's just so tough, though, because I know the value of having a quarterback on a rookie contract. And if Justin Fields or Trey Lance falls to us, it's like part of me wants to take him, but then part of me really does want to build the football team around Sam Darnold and see what kind of player we have. I mean, this is not Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen bumped around and never did anything, but everyone always questioned his leadership material, how he was with his teammates. You're not going to have that problem with Sam Darnold. And 23 years old. Younger than Joe Burrow. Needs to work on his footwork. Does have a quick release. 100% Steven. Truth, CJ, truth. A lot of nothing in the run department, man. Dude, this is embarrassing. Just never being able to run the football, like, that's kind of trash, man. Did we already see this? I feel like I'm watching the same. We are. Dude, I am extra stupid. Chat, you're supposed to tell me when I'm stupid. Well, look, we're going on about an hour here. Anyway, I think you all get the gist of what we're looking at with Sam Darnold. There are times when the ball placement really does shine. I mean, he does a lot of things well. And, seeing that and knowing how much faith the Panthers have in Joe Brady based off of what he was able to do with Joe Burrow at LSU, the more time goes on, I don't blame the Panthers for making this move. I really don't, especially knowing that we were not going to have a guaranteed chance to draft a quarterback in this year's draft. It was an insurance policy. And frankly, the more I break it down, I think this is going to appreciate over time. With the kind of talent that he has, the arm talent, the ball placement, when he does flash, it flashes very high. And if you're able to put a better offensive line around him, maybe add another receiver in the draft, dude, the Panthers might be cooking, bro. Really might be cooking. Thank you, man. I appreciate the love. Listen, if you 72 people in the chat, 43 likes. If you enjoyed the content, hit the thumbs up button. I'm gonna be back. What's today? Wednesday. Friday. I'm probably going to do a Rashawn Slater film review, since obviously we're in left tackle contention. Knowing that we might draft someone to build up and protect Sam. Rashawn Slater should be high up on our list, so we're going to check him out. What do you think about Trubisky compared to Sam Darnold? Sam, to me, is a much more, and this is going to sound weird considering the stats from Sam Darnold, but to me, Sam is a much more accurate version of Mitchell Trubisky. And Sam Darnold can throw to his left. Have you ever seen Mitch Trubisky complete a pass to his left? Dude, it's like a running joke online that Mitchell Trubisky cannot throw left. So, bro, I think Sam has a much higher ceiling than Mitchell. But yeah, man, look, that's gonna do it here for me today. I appreciate the love and support. I put a link to the Discord in the in the description down below. There's a fantastic discussion happening over there. Make sure you join in. And that's it for another edition of the C3 Film Room. This has been Cody Lashley. Until Friday, keep pounding, Panther Nation.